There's a common misconception, a sort of gardening myth, that when the first frosts arrive and the days grow short, the garden goes to sleep for the winter, that we must retreat indoors, hang up our trowels, and simply wait for spring. But I'm here to tell you that is simply not the case. The garden doesn't end in December, it merely changes its rhythm, its pace, and its rules. The frantic, almost desperate energy of summer gives way to a quieter, more contemplative season. It's a time for different plants, different tasks, and a different kind of connection with the soil. In many ways, December is one of the most forgiving and beginner-friendly months to be out in the garden. The soil temperature has stabilized, offering a consistent environment for roots to establish themselves without the shock of fluctuating heat. The pests that plague us through the warmer months have largely retreated, and the plants themselves, particularly the hardy winter varieties, are under far less stress. This isn't a battle against the elements, it's a gentle partnership with them. There's a quiet satisfaction in seeing life persist, and indeed thrive, against the backdrop of winter. So if you've ever felt intimidated by the idea of winter gardening, I encourage you to set that feeling aside. It is far easier and more rewarding than you might imagine. It's about making smart choices, understanding what the plants need, and enjoying the unique beauty of the winter garden. This month, we're not just winding down, we're planting the seeds of resilience, flavor, and future abundance. Let's get our hands in the soil, shall we? Now, if there is one vegetable that truly embodies the spirit of winter gardening, it has to be kale. It doesn't just tolerate the cold, it positively embraces it. That crisp, biting air we feel on our cheeks actually works a kind of magic on the leaves. The cold signals the plant to convert its starches into sugars, which act as a natural anti-freeze. The wonderful side effect for us gardeners is that this process dramatically intensifies the flavor, making winter-harvested kale sweeter and more complex than any you'll find in summer. It's a remarkable piece of natural engineering. You'll also find that the leaves become incredibly robust. The frost strengthens the cell walls, giving them a satisfyingly crisp texture that holds up beautifully in cooking. When you're out in the garden on a cold December morning and you see those ruffled leaves, perhaps with a delicate dusting of frost on their edges, you're looking at a plant at the peak of its power. It's a testament to the fact that strength and beauty so often go hand in hand in the natural world, especially when conditions become a little challenging. To give your kale the very best start, I have a little trick that I find helps to hurry things along. Germination can be a bit sluggish in cold soil, so we can give the seeds a gentle nudge. I mix 1 teaspoon of a good quality seaweed extract into a cup of warm, not hot, water. Let your seeds soak in this solution for about 4 hours before you plant them. This little pre-soak softens the seed coat and provides a little boost of micronutrients, encouraging them to wake up and get growing just that little bit faster. Once they're ready, plant them in well-draining soil where they'll get a decent amount of winter sun. Don't worry too much about the cold. These plants are tougher than they look. As they grow, you can harvest the outer leaves, and the plant will continue to produce new growth from the center, providing you with fresh, nutritious greens right through the coldest months. It's the gift that keeps on giving, a true stalwart of the winter vegetable patch. Another jewel of the winter garden, and one that brings a welcome splash of color on a gray day, is Swiss chard. With its vibrant stems of red, yellow, and white, it stands out like a stained glass window in the vegetable patch, but its beauty is matched by an incredible resilience. Like kale, it sweetens with the frost, but its survival strategy is a little different. It has these wonderfully thick, strong stems which act as storage vessels, holding on to energy and water to help the plant push through the coldest spells. When you look at a chard plant, you can see its strength. The glossy, crinkled leaves are robust, and the stems are firm and fleshy. This structure allows it to withstand not just the cold, but also wind and rain, which can be just as challenging for winter plants. It's a plant that asks for very little, but gives back so much, both in terms of visual appeal and what it provides for the kitchen. The leaves can be used like spinach, and the stems, when chopped and sautéed, have a lovely, slightly sweet flavor all of their own. If you're planting out young chard transplants and the top layer of your soil is lightly frozen, don't be deterred. In fact, you can use this to your advantage. Simply make your planting hole a little deeper than you normally would. By setting the plant lower in the ground, you're placing its delicate root ball beneath the frost line and into the warmer, more insulated soil below. This gives it an extra layer of protection and a stable environment to settle in and establish itself before it has to face the full force of winter. Once planted, chard is remarkably self-sufficient. It will grow slowly but steadily through December, its colors deepening as the temperatures drop. As with kale, you can harvest the outer leaves as you need them, which encourages the plant to keep producing new ones from the central crown. A small row of Swiss chard can provide you with a continuous supply of fresh greens, a welcome and colorful addition to your winter meals, reminding you that life and vibrancy persist even in the quietest season. Now let's talk about a root vegetable that undergoes a truly magical transformation in the cold, coldest, the humble carrot. Many gardeners harvest their entire crop in the autumn, fearing the winter frost will ruin them. But in doing so, they miss out on the very best flavor. You see, just like parsnips, carrots react to the cold by converting their starches into sugars. This is a survival mechanism, creating a natural antifreeze to protect their cells. But for us, it means the carrots become incredibly sweet and tender. A winter, harvested carrot is a world away from its summer counterpart. The key to growing good carrots, at any time of year, is the soil. They despise compacted ground. A carrot's primary goal is to send its long taproot straight down, and if it meets with resistance, a rock, a clump of clay, or just hard-packed earth, it will fork and become stunted. So, before you even think about sowing your seeds, take the time to prepare the bed thoroughly. Use a garden fork to loosen the soil to a good depth, at least a full spade's blade deep, and remove any stones or debris you find. This preparation is particularly important in winter, as heavy rains can compact the soil. Creating a fine, crumbly tilth will allow those roots to grow down unimpeded, resulting in the long, straight carrots we all hope for. After sowing the seeds in shallow drills, the next stage is patience. Carrot seeds can be slow to germinate, especially in the cold. It's crucial not to lose heart and to keep the soil just lightly moist. You don't want to drown them, but you can't let the seedbed dry out completely. A light watering every 2 or 3 days should be sufficient until you see the first feathery green tops emerge. Once they are established, they are remarkably resilient. You can leave them in the ground and simply pull them as you need them, fresh for the kitchen. The cold soil acts as a perfect refrigerator, and each time you pull one from the ground, you'll be rewarded with a crisp, sweet treat that tastes all the better for having been grown in the heart of winter. Turnips are a classic winter vegetable, and for very good reason. They're wonderfully hardy and, much like their root vegetable cousins, their flavor profile actually improves quite a bit as the soil cools down. The sharp, sometimes peppery bite that a summer turnip can have mellows into this lovely, earthy sweetness after a few good frosts. The cold soil just seems to concentrate their flavor, making them a perfect addition to warming winter stews, soups, or even just roasted on their own to really bring out that inherent sweetness. They're not a fussy vegetable to grow, which honestly makes them ideal for a December planting. Turnips appreciate a sunny spot, even the weak winter sun will do, and a reasonably fertile soil. Before sowing, it's always a good idea to work a little bit of well-rotted compost into the bed, just to give them the nutrients they need to get started. Turnips grow relatively quickly, and you can harvest them when they're still quite small and tender, about the size of a golf ball, or let them grow larger for storing. One of the great things about turnips is that you get 2 harvests from one plant. While the root is swelling beneath the ground, the leaves, or turnip greens, are also perfectly edible and incredibly nutritious. They have a lovely peppery flavor, a bit like mustard greens, and are absolutely delicious when wilted down with a bit of garlic. So, when you're tending to your turnip patch, you're really looking after 2 distinct crops, which is, honestly, a fantastic return on your efforts. If you get a forecast for a particularly bitter cold snap, with temperatures dropping much lower than usual, it's wise to give your turnips a little extra protection. You don't need anything fancy. Just cover the bed with a thick blanket of insulating mulch. This could be a generous layer of homemade compost, shredded autumn leaves, or even straw. That layer will trap the earth's residual warmth and shield the top of the root from the harshest frost, making sure they stay in perfect condition until you're ready to lift them. We often think of herbs as delicate, sun-loving plants, and, well, many of them are, but there are a couple of culinary mainstays that not only survive but actually thrive in the cool conditions of a winter garden: parsley and cilantro. When the basil and dill have long since given up, these two just keep going, providing those fresh, aromatic flavors that can really elevate any winter dish. The cool weather seems to encourage them to focus their energy on leaf production, which means you get wonderfully dense, flavorful foliage. Parsley in particular is just incredibly tough. I've often seen my parsley plants completely covered in snow, only to emerge green and vibrant once it melts. It develops a deep taproot that helps it find moisture and nutrients, even when the surface is cold and dry. Cilantro, which has a tendency to bolt, that is, go to seed, very quickly in the heat of summer, finds the cool, stable temperatures of winter much more to its liking. You'll get a much longer leafy harvest from a winter-sown crop. To get the best from these herbs, a little soil preparation goes a long way. They aren't heavy feeders, but they do appreciate a bit of richness. Before planting your seeds or small transplants, I recommend enriching the soil by working in about 1 cup of good finished compost for every square foot of planting area. This provides a slow-release source of nutrients that will sustain them through the winter months without encouraging the soft, leggy growth that would be more vulnerable to frost damage. Watering needs to be managed carefully in winter. The goal is to keep the soil from drying out completely without it becoming waterlogged, which can lead to root rot in cold conditions. A light watering every 3 days or so is usually perfect. This gives the soil time to drain in between, keeping the roots healthy and happy. Having a patch of fresh green parsley and cilantro to snip from on a cold December day is a simple but profound gardening pleasure. Now we come to 2 absolute essentials of the kitchen, and honestly, the winter garden too: garlic and onions. These members of the allium family are perfect for planting in December because they have a specific requirement that the winter provides for free: a period of cold. This process, known as vernalization, is crucial. The sustained chill triggers a hormonal change within the plant, signaling it to begin the process of forming a bulb. Without this cold spell, you'd likely just get a thick green stem with no bulb at the bottom. Planting garlic is one of the most satisfying and simple December jobs. You take a healthy bulb, break it up into its individual cloves, and plant them, pointed end up. The general rule of thumb is to plant them about 3 inches deep. This depth is important, as it protects the clove from being heaved out of the ground by frost and gives it a stable environment to start sending down roots. Once they're in the ground, a good, thick layer of mulch, be it straw, compost, or shredded leaves, is vital. It insulates the soil, suppresses weeds, and retains moisture. Onions, whether grown from sets or seeds, are also planted at this time of year for the same reason. Their growth through the winter will be slow, almost imperceptible at times. You'll see their green shoots poke through the soil, and they may not seem to do much for weeks on end. But don't be fooled. Beneath the surface there's a lot going on. The plant is dedicating all its energy to developing a strong, healthy root system, which will anchor it firmly in the ground. This slow, steady winter growth is the foundation for everything that follows. When the days begin to lengthen and the soil warms up in the spring, these well-rooted plants will be primed for an explosion of growth. That robust root system will draw up nutrients and water, fueling the rapid swelling of the bulb. So, the quiet work you do in December, planting these cloves and sets, is a direct investment in the large, flavorful garlic and onions you'll be harvesting next summer. Alongside the slow and steady growers, a winter garden can also provide some wonderfully quick rewards. Certain varieties of peas, spinach, and radishes are perfectly adapted to germinate and grow in cooler conditions, giving you a fresh harvest when you might least expect it. Hardy pea varieties, particularly round-seeded types, are excellent for a December sowing. They also perform a wonderful secondary function in the garden, as their roots fix nitrogen in the soil, enriching it for the crops that will follow. It's a plant that truly gives back. Of course, even the hardiest climbing peas will need some support. It's much easier to put this in place when you sow the seeds, rather than trying to wrangle it around established plants later. A simple trellis, a net, or even just a few twiggy branches pushed into the ground will give their tendrils something to cling to as they grow. Seeing those green shoots climb upwards in the middle of winter is a truly hopeful sight. It's a vertical splash of green against the muted winter palette. Spinach is another fantastic winter performer. It adores cool weather and will produce an abundance of dark, nutritious leaves. To give it a helping hand, I like to feed it with a very diluted fish emulsion. It's a gentle, organic feed that provides a good boost of nitrogen for leafy growth. I mix about 1 teaspoon of emulsion per liter of water and give each plant about half a cup of this solution once a week. This little supplement encourages rapid, healthy growth without overwhelming the plant. And finally, for the most impatient of gardeners, there are radishes. Many varieties mature in as little as 4 to 6 weeks, even in the cool soil of winter. Sowing a short row of radishes every couple of weeks will give you a continuous, steady supply of these peppery, crunchy roots to add to winter salads. Their speed and reliability make them a perfect crop for beginners or for filling any small, empty gaps in the vegetable patch. They are the sprinters of the winter garden, providing a quick and satisfying harvest. And there you have it. The garden in December is not a place of endings, but a place of quiet, steady beginnings. The work we do now is gentle and unhurried. It's low maintenance, requiring thoughtful preparation rather than constant, frantic activity. We are tucking these plants into the cool earth, giving them a protective blanket of mulch, and trusting in the rhythm of the seasons. This is an act of faith in the future, a partnership with the natural cycle of rest and renewal. Every seed we've sown, every clove we've planted, is a promise. It's the foundation for the explosive growth that will come with the warmth and light of spring. The strong roots developing now, unseen beneath the soil, will power the abundance of next year's harvest. By gardening through the winter, we are not just extending the season, we are giving ourselves a profound head start. The garden is always working, always preparing, and by joining it, we connect with that deep, quiet, and powerful process. I hope this has inspired you to put on your coat, pull on your boots, and get out there. There is so much life and potential in the December garden. If you found this guide helpful, please do consider subscribing to Nature's Blueprint for more insights throughout the seasons. And perhaps share this with a friend or family member who is just starting their own gardening journey and thinks they have to wait until spring. The best time to start is always now. Happy gardening!